We're set up to make Thai marinated broccoli, and to make it, what we need are the ingredients outside of the sauce is half a bunch of cilantro, 1 bunch of broccoli, and 2 green onions. The rest of the ingredients are going to be blended first into a bowl to make the sauce that we're going to marinate the broccoli up in. And it's going to be almond butter, 1 heaping tablespoon of almond butter, 1 tablespoon of namashoyu, tablespoon of honey, half a lemon, 1 inch of garlic, or of ginger, sorry, and 1 or 2 garlic cloves. I'm just putting 1 in this one, and a dash of sambal olak or to taste. And I don't believe the sambal is raw. I'm not sure, but we're going to use a tiny amount of it, and it's for flavor and it's for hotness. And if you want to keep it completely raw, use cayenne and it'll be just fine. But the sambal olak has an amazing flavor. Like in all of the Thai and Vietnamese recipes, a lot of authentic cooked Thai and Vietnamese, they use the sambal olak and this brand, the one that has the rooster on it. And you see it in all the Vietnamese stores and all of the, and really there isn't very much in it. It's like a ground fresh chili paste. So it's just ground fresh, and most raw foodists are quite fine to put it in, and it gives a nice flavor to it. And it's quite hot, so be careful with it, just use a little bit. So, just for spice. So what I'm going to do is remove the vegetables and start by making my sauce. I'm going to start with the lemon, because if there's seeds in it, I want to get those out first before I put the rest of my ingredients in. And there are a few seeds, so I'm going to fish those out. I think that was it. Yes. And a tablespoon of honey. One tablespoon namashoyu first. I was going to put the almond butter, but it's sticky and messy. So I'll do my namashoyu first. And then rinse it off. I'm going to put it right into, even though I'm getting low on this bottle of almond butter, but 1 heaping tablespoon. So it's about a tablespoon, a teaspoon really. 1 heaping tablespoon of almond butter, and that's going to make a nice creamy sauce. This is such a delicious recipe. Okay, set that aside. Now the garlic and the ginger. Garlic first, which we want chopped up very, very fine. So by 1 inch of ginger, I mean 1 inch cubed. So it's about a tablespoon of grated ginger. And I'm going to get my big knife to do this quicker. Just mince it very, very, very fine. And add it to the dressing. And ginger. To mince it, I just cut it into long strips like this, and then this be warped before? Oh well, we're almost finished. Must be something underneath my board. They are quite fine because you don't want a bite of ginger or garlic in your salad. Now I'm just going to mix this all together. Gently to create a paste. I'm going to put a very small amount of the sample in. You can really smell it when you open up a jar of that. It has a very distinctive flavor and it's really, really delicious. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside and I'm going to start with my vegetables. Which I've already washed. So I want them cut, I want them in quite small pieces, and I find it easiest to start at the head and just start making slices down. And then any of the pieces that are larger, I will just chop those into smaller pieces. I just moved the leaves out of the way. And you can chop down into the stalk, about halfway down into the stalk, or while it's still tender. As soon as you feel it starting to get rough, you can stop. And you can always peel this part and chop down a little bit more because it's soft on the inside. But we have lots here, so. And I'm just cutting through it where I see there's some bigger pieces. I want them all to be bite-sized pieces. And then we're going to put it into a bowl. So we're going to continue and do that with the other two broccoli stalks. Okay, that's it. Our 2 green onions. Chop off the top, and sometimes the outer bit. If it looks a little bit older, just take the outer layer off. That's it. I'm going to cut it once vertically through the stalk, although that's not necessarily. You can either do it fine all the way through or cut it through. Both ways are good. And add it to the bowl. Okay, we're going to take our cilantro and just remove the stems. Chop down the first third of it to make your work a little bit easier, and then just pick the leaves off the rest of the bigger stems. It's a bit of a tedious job, and we want to make this job as easy as possible because if it's too difficult to make, we'll avoid making it, and it's really delicious and good. So make it as easy on ourselves as possible, like that. stalks still have a lot of flavor, and if you're making a marinade, you can use the stalks that are left in a marinade sauce and blend them with other things, and it's really delicious. But for our salad, where the leaves are going right into the salad, we don't really want a lot of the big stalks in there. Oh, that was pretty easy. Okay, got those all out. Now we're just going to chop through it a little bit. We don't have any big chunks of leaves, just, it doesn't have to be very fine, just chopped a bit. There, and add that to our salad. And also be careful when you're scraping, just to use the edge of the knife and not the end of it. But if you just go along the edge, then you're not going to dull your knife. Okay, all of our ingredients are ready. Now, we're just going to add our dressing. And mix it all together. Now, it doesn't seem like a lot of dressing, but what's going to happen is it's going to start wilting soon. The vegetables are going to start absorbing it, and they're going to wilt. And it's going to be more than it seems. So stir it really well for a minute or two, kind of massaging it in with the back of the spoon, and then you can set it aside for 15 minutes, half an hour, come back, stir it again, and that's it. It's delicious to eat right now, even better in half an hour. It's going to be delicious tomorrow when I take it out of the fridge, my leftovers that are left over, and it actually lasts for a couple days. It's a good travel food. I've brought this on train trips with me, and yeah, everybody loves it, and it'll go quickly, but broccoli is a really sturdy vegetable, so it'll hold up for a few days in the fridge, and you can keep it in the fridge for at least 5 days, for almost a week. So I'm going to taste it and make sure it's as delicious as I believe it is. It really is. It's an awesome recipe. And now we have Thai marinated broccoli. That's it. Enjoy.